Guys, City have just beat Monchengladbach 2-0 away from home, and it was absolutely wonderful. And I've got Kieran Greenwood on. Kieran's one of my members or patrons. I can't remember which one of Kieran. Kieran, you remember, aren't you, over on youtube.com / Esteemed Kompany / join. And Kieran's come on because he's in the Slack group. So if you want to get involved, by the way, all you got to do is become a second-tier YouTube or Patreon member. I'm going to ask some of you guys to come on every now and then and have a chat. And Kieran's the first one. Kieran, how you doing, man? You all right?
I'm all right. I'm honoured to be the first one and yet petrified to be the first one.
I don't worry, you've already done much better than my first ever YouTube video. Genuinely, I remember it was terrible. And it was an awful clip talking about Paul Pogba that I was forced to do when City were apparently going to sign him, and it was thrown back in my face. So you've already done better by just not being a nervous wreck, mate. So, Kieran, firstly, thank you. And secondly, what did you make of the result tonight?
2-0. What more can you really want from a game? We won. We got what we needed out of it. I think we need to sort of edge up more, like how much winning actually means in this game.
Yeah.
Monchengladbach aren't a bad team. They're not a team that you can just walk over. They're averaging like 1.7 goals a game right now in the Bundesliga.
Good stuff,
which is mental. With like 226 shots or something ridiculous in the Bundesliga. So, the fact that we limited them to 3 shots and 1 on target, and that was the last kick of the game.
Yeah.
I think we should be way more than happy with a nice little 2-0 against Monchengladbach.
Do you see this as like a job done now, basically, or you still got any concerns for the second leg?
I think there's always going to be concerns about a second leg. I mean, you look at PSG and Man United last season. There's always worry going into a second leg. We can be happy about 2-0, but what if they come to us and do 3? So
don't say it. I'll tell you what, if this happens now, I'm blaming you. No, but it is typical City, though, isn't it? You do worry about this kind of stuff, don't you? On that front, obviously the typical City thing, like the Champions League thing, we all know it's documented that City had this thing in the Champions League. Did you see anything tonight to suggest that maybe it's different, or was it a case if you can't really tell yet? What do you reckon?
You can't really tell. It's one of those. I think Pep stuck with the normal game plan. I think, which is a good. That's a win. Last season, those last games we deviated, and it bit us in the arse. I think we played really well, and I think it was really nice. And I think Cancelo really coming into his own is fantastic. I think that's really promising for us.
Cancelo's on fire at the moment, isn't he? Like, obviously, it's weird because I don't know about yourself, but personally, I want him at right back, because obviously he's been so good there this season. But then he doesn't really play anywhere. He plays anywhere he wants, doesn't he, really? But, what did you make of him playing at left back today? Obviously, he was excellent. Is it something you're fine with moving forward, or do you want to see Zinchenko back in the side personally?
Zinchenko's really good. I really rate him. I've loved him since I really started going to the stadium like 2 or 3 years ago. I've always thought he's been fantastic in that season when he came in and played all the time because Mendy was injured. I really rated him. I thought he was fantastic, and I still think he is. I like Walker being in the squad. There's something about the continuity of it that's just really promising. But yeah, I'm okay, whatever. The depth of our squad is so incredible that I'm all right.
No, you're not allowed to have a neutral opinion, mate. You're not allowed to sit on the fence and be nuanced. No, you're right. Because I guess that's a good point, isn't it? To be honest, I was chatting on another video with Alex, who used to be on Believe Me Rising, me saying the same. It's like, and I guess our squad is so goddamn good. How would you keep everyone happy? Obviously, I felt tonight that Laporte was in the team. Obviously, because he's brilliant. He is. We know he's brilliant. But I do think there's an element of just trying to keep him happy as well. Because, the last thing you want is Laporte not getting game time. Can Pep keep everyone happy at the moment? Does it really matter? Do you even care when you're winning games?
Yeah, no. As a fan, I don't care because we're winning games. But, for the longevity of the club, I think you want players to be happy, obviously, and you want players to want to be coming to Manchester City and knowing that when they come here, they're going to get given these opportunities. Laporte was a huge signing in a January window, which we don't do very often.
Yeah.
So, we really want to make the most out of him, but it's one of those, isn't it, where Diaz and Stones are doing so well, and Cancelo at right back and Zinchenko at left back. Where does Laporte fit? Unless he wants to try and steal that left back role, and you just don't see it unless Stone starts going downhill again.
Where does Mr. De Bruyne fit? Now, because obviously he had an excuse not to play today. Because, I mean, you see, sometimes I do wonder, by the way, managers don't mind the odd injury here and there as long as they're not serious, because it's like it makes the decision easier for them, if that makes sense. But today, now you've got Kevin De Bruyne, and Aguero looks pretty sharp. We'll get on to him in a minute if that's all right. But Aguero looked pretty sharp. You've got De Bruyne is ready to come back. And tonight you had Mahrez on the bench. He's been in good form recently. You know, we've got, and obviously Zinchenko's been in good form. This squad is big. But back to De Bruyne, like... how do you get him in the team? I mean, does he get in the team at the moment? I mean, what do you reckon, Kieran?
We're talking about the man who won Player of the Season last season, who deserved to win it for about 3 seasons on the trot, who has been the most consistent player in our squad and has been absolutely brilliant and instrumental in us for that 100-point season. Really helped us in getting back the last few weeks of that Liverpool season. We can't fit him into our squad. What's going on? And like we've got Gundogan, who's been. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Gundogan. The people I go and watch City with, like every week, we've not been big fans of Gundogan, just because we always thought he's been really negative. But I mean, you give me this sort of like 3-8 role where he just sort of runs and hits stuff, and he's phenomenal at it. Yeah, if we're at the point where we can't fit Kevin De Bruyne into our matchday squad, I think we're all right. I think he's a false 9 going forward, though. Right now, that little trio of him, Bernardo, and Gundogan, with De Bruyne in that false 9, I think would be really strong.
What do you make of the thoughts that people have said before that Bernardo and De Bruyne can't play together? Do you think there's anything to that? Do you think there's got any credence to that idea, or is it, what do you reckon?
I don't know. It's one of those. I think De Bruyne naturally takes a more standoffish role when Bernardo's in the squad, just because Bernardo then provides that pace and the whip and the work ethic, sort of, especially in the attacking third. So I think De Bruyne naturally sort of slots back. But I think it's one of those where I think, given the time and given the training, they would work excellently together. But we're talking about a false 9 role that could potentially be for the rest of the season, and that's it. So I don't know. It's one of those where do we test that out against West Ham and see how it goes?
Yeah. Speaking of the false 9, Mr. Sergio Aguero came back today looking absolutely hench as fuck, man. The guy's massive. I mean, he was back on the pitch. A lively little cameo as well. I mean, personally, I didn't really know where we stood in Aguero. I had a bad feeling about it, but I mean, he looked sharp. I mean, is that just another like really nice spanner in the works in terms of selection problems? I mean, what did you make of his little cameo? I mean, how do we go forward with Jesus, Aguero, De Bruyne, and all that? What did you make of him today?
It's just a beautiful way to make Pep's life more difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, so you can't deny Sergio Aguero. He is probably on his last year with us, really sadly. But where do we go for? I mean, he's not going to be a false 9, is he? He is sat in that box and he's sat there forever. But I think there'll be times to play him and times to not. He's one of those players that will win you a game single-handedly, but then he's also a player that can go a little bit invisible every now and again. But what player's not like that sometimes?
Kieran, finally, is the job done, and how far are we going to go in this Champions League?
Well, I've got 300 quid on us doing the quadruple, so we better win the quadruple.
How much is that return, man? How much is that return?
Oh, no, sorry, that's probably a bad way of putting it. I've got a tenner on it. I've got
that's
on it. Sorry.
I thought you'd gone absolutely crazy there. I thought, bloody hell, you just dropped 300 big ones. And I was like, no wonder you can afford the membership. Thank you so much. I was like, absolutely crazy. Kieran, man, well, I guess you think we can do it all the way then. I guess that answers the question, really. So
yeah, full belief.
I love the confidence, Kieran. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Big love to you coming on. Guys, as well, if you want to obviously come on and have a chat there. Mumble words, I'm very tired. If you want to come on and have a chat, youtube.com/Esteemed Company /join or /Esteemed Company on Patreon as well. And you come second tier and above and you get invited into the Slack group and we can all have a big, wonderful chat about football. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Go and follow Kieran on Twitter if you want to. If he doesn't say he doesn't use Twitter much, but Kieran's an absolute top bloke, as you can already tell. Big love to Kieran for coming on. Thank you so much, mate.
No worries. Thank you, man.
Come on, City. We've just won 2-0 away in Champions League. Life is good. Like, comment, subscribe. See you all soon.
Blue moon.
I'll leave that bit in. I was about to end it there, but that was good. Kieran, thank you so much, mate.